John Keating. He began by teaching English. Now he's changing lives.
I got the part!
Tear out the entire introduction.
Who put you up to it? Was it this new man, this, Mr. Keating?
Are we just playing around out here, or do we mean what we say?
Tradition, honor, discipline, rip, shred, tear.
What is this Dick Poet Society? I want names.
This is a battle, a war. The casualties could be your hearts and souls.
For the first time in my whole life, I know what I want to do.
Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits. Poetry, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
That's beautiful.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Armenian!
Sit down.
What the hell is going on here?
Seize the day.
Touchstone Pictures presents Robin Williams as John Keating. He was the inspiration that made their lives extraordinary. Dead Poets Society.
Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
And I'm Katrina Unitt.
Katrina Unitt, let me tell you how good a friend I am. Well, no, not really. You're a good friend for doing these. But who's a good friend? Anyway, now, yesterday, I was helping out my local cricket club. I was working a shift from 4:30 until probably about midnight, it looked like. And you said, can we bring it forward? Now, we were originally planned for 1 o'clock, which means that I could have woken up at 8 and I could have lazily watched Dead Poets Society and woken up with Dead Poets Society. I had to now wake up at 7 o'clock and immediately put the disc on.
Oh, a whole hour early.
I know. But I finished work at 12:30, and it was a rather raucous night. And the minute that you messaged me was the minute that the police arrived. So I know. Tell me about it. So on 6 hours of sleep, I woke up to the wonderful Dead Poets Society. I didn't know that you loved this movie.
Well,
I don't. This is a trick.
I've never seen it before a couple, like, the other month.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. So what made you watch it the other month? Flicking through
I saw a clip of it on TikTok.
Ah, what's the TikTok? Is there an "Oh Captain, My Captain" dance that people do? Or
no, it was like an edit of like
okay.
It was Neil. There's an edit of Neil, and
are these like these horny edits? Like, you know, they put a song and everyone's
no, it
like...
wasn't. It was quite sad. It was quite sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, Neil's quite a tragic character, so
yeah. What was the song?
It was like a month and a half ago. Tom.
I don't know.
Am I supposed to remember these things?
Right, let's talk about some... Well, right, here are some of the early notes. So the original script, written by Tom Schulman, based off his time at the Montgomery Bell Academy in Nashville, Tennessee, particularly with his inspirational teacher, Samuel Pickering. Now, here's some movie bullshit for you. In Schulman's manuscript, Keating was ill, slowly dying of Hodgkin's lymphoma, and there was going to be a scene with him in his deathbed in the hospital. This was removed by Weir, who deemed it unnecessary, claiming this would focus audiences on Keating's illness and not what he stood for. Yeah, if he's ill, if he's ill, it's all like, I'm gonna die. I want you to make good. And you know, instead of him just being a good, honest teacher and a good, honest man. Yeah, and that's
is
obviously...
he married? He should be. I'd marry him.
I've got a Tom's big question about that later. Don't worry. Early notes on the script from Disney also suggested making the boys have a passion for dancing rather than poetry, as well as a new title, The Sultans of Swing, focusing on the character of Mr. Keating rather than the boys themselves. Yeah, no. So there's some terrible...
Absolutely not. I don't give a shit about dancing. I also don't give a shit about poetry. But it's much more... It's very niche. I don't know, the fact that these boys are all just, you know, they're in this very upper class school and they go, yeah, we're gonna have a secret club that's poetry.
I think what makes it work is that those scenes in the caves are not just them all reading poetry and crying or being like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. They read a couple of poems and then it's an excuse to hang out and be with friends, because that's what it is. It's not, and I'm sure Keating in his time was exactly the same. He wasn't going to sit there for 3 hours and notorious thigh man John Keating. No, yeah. So I think another thing, I got this from the behind the scenes stuff. It's very clear that Peter Weir was a bit of a Keating to all of these young people involved. He had a great passion for what he was doing, and he brought it to the film. A few quotes here. Ethan Hawke, he became a folk hero to us. Melora Walters, I still have a huge crush on him. These are, I think you can read very easily to the fact that Peter Weir was a sort of John Keating figure to these kids at the time. Yeah, I mean, this is like, Ethan Hawke had done, what's it called, the Travelers? No, it's not. It's called The Adventurers. What's it called? I don't know. He's a kid, and it's like Explorers, and then that's in 1985, and he's a kid. Well, that's with River Phoenix, who was optioned actually for the role of Neil.
Me. There is a love story in this film.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think part of Neil's being an actor and things is kind of an allegory.
Yeah.
For him being gay.
No, I don't necessarily disagree, but that's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say Todd's gay for Neil.
Yes.
Oh, you think they're both gay?
Absolutely is.
Okay, yeah, go for that.
I think they both are, but I think the whole thing of Todd's repression, the fact that he loves poetry, he's good at poetry, but he doesn't have that confidence.
Yeah.
That, and Neil's being an actor, the only time that he's like out and proud being an actor, being on stage, and then his dad completely shuts him down, and then he kills himself.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Tell me that they aren't not. I don't know.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. It's better than the theory somebody once told me that High School Musical's about being bi. He wants to do basketball, but he also wants to do musicals.
No, I think this one. I think the only time that he's ever allowed to be himself, on stage, not caring, in a more feminine role.
Yes.
As in, like, he's dressed up, acting on stage. No offense to you,
no offense,
William. It is,
but even Will has lied to himself and become an architect.
Yeah, exactly. But it is a typically more feminine.
Yeah, no.
Not even just feminine. But how many
true.
1950s actors were actually gay?
Well, I mean, if you look at a sample size, I don't know. I don't like lots of people. There was a tremendous amount of closeting in all roles of life.
Probably still is.
Oh yes, hence the world. I don't know what the end of that sentence
is there
is going to
anything
be.
you need to tell me now, Tom?
Well, I should tell you now that Tom's big question. No.
But I just think.
No, I can see it. No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I would say it's more so. No, I guess it's no. I guess no. There's no reboot. I think the biggest thing. There's no rebuke. Is there a part of you that wishes? Right, my biggest change. We'll talk about this now because as any time I have you on, everything goes out the window. But right before I move on,
we'll do your 7th one.
Best 10-minute stretch is the final scene, obviously.
Of course.
There's no doubt about it. I don't even want to try and.
For me, just Todd in the snow.
Okay.
Oh,
that's very nice. Yeah. And his belief that the father did it. Now, whether he's saying, his father, whether he believes his father actually shot him, or whether he believes, or whether he's saying in that moment, and everybody is confused and doesn't understand because nobody understands him. Neil, like Todd does. Oh my God! No,
I'm right.
Peter
Weir gay.
Let's find out. I don't know. He made Picnic at Hanging Rock as his first film. That's about a load of girls going. Oh, how exciting! I'm going to look if Peter Weir's gay. Let's have a look. Peter Weir gay. It's not. It doesn't. Peter Weir gay. Let's have a look. We're going to take a short pause as Katrina gets her package and I find out if Peter Weir's gay. Hello, we're back. I can't find anything. I've got an article from Collider.com saying Dead Poets Society shines brighter through a queer lens. This classic may not be explicitly queer, but it certainly has a notable subtext. That's by Emily Kavanagh from July 1st, 2022. So it's it's coming. I can't find nobody's saying anything.
Is he a friend of Dorothy?
I don't know. I can't find anything. It doesn't say. Todd's queerness can be seen as more repressed than Neil's. Yeah, no, I think it's there. I'll give you it.
But then again, I also did find gay subtext in Frankenstein. So take that what you in which
it all comes back to Kerry Boyle.
In my Keating, Kerry Boyle told me that that's actually a very valid view of the
Victor's definitely gay.
Victor's gay. Victor's gay.
Victor's so gay. I want to make a way to make children without having to have sex with a woman. And then
I went into the
welcome to my honeymoon.
When my childhood friend died.
When my childhood friend, and then we know the biggest thing of all. Oh, Elizabeth, on our honeymoon. Oh, what shall we do? I'm going to go.
And then he didn't even get that sad when she's dead. But when his friend died, what's his friend name again? Spencer something? I don't know.
Spencer. It's definitely not called Spencer.
I don't.
Victor Frankenstein. The other reason that there's chemistry in the film between Elizabeth and Victor is because it's Kenneth Branagh and Helena Bonham Carter, and they're railing off screen.
Don't tell Emma Thompson.
Don't tell Emma Thompson. Who would you think told Emma Thompson?
Oh,
this is the world's worst Tom's Big question.
I don't know.
Clairval. It's Clairval, isn't it?
Henry Clerval.
Henry Clerval, that's it, yeah. Have you seen...
Where's that Spencer from?
I don't know. Have you seen Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Kenneth Branagh and Robert De Niro?
No.
Really good. Actually,
I have
really
seen
good.
Young Frankenstein, and that's the only Frankenstein film I need to watch.
That's an incredible film. Ovaltine, warm milk.
Frau Blucher.
Who is your favorite female performance in Young Frankenstein? I've had this debate with my friend Ava before. Is it Madeline Kahn, Terry Garr, or Cloris Leachman? Oh, sorry, you don't know people. Is it Frau Blucher? Is it Victor's wife, or is it Terry Garr? I can't remember their names.
When she gets transformed.
Oh, Madeline Kahn. Yeah, Madeline Kahn's pretty. And she falls in love with who has sex with it's Madeline Kahn who has
they get married.
Such a deep love, because there's a great song in the musical. I have a deep love.
I want to see the musical.
It's very good, actually. In both of the Madeline Kahn Mel Brooks movies, she ends up loving Big Dick.
Why not?
Anyway, why not?
A woman has. Okay.
So it's a big question. How big was Keating? Now, that was really specific favorite parts of the film. Here are a few. Running the old man through what to do with the candle of the light of knowledge. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the candle. So you're that, Anderson. Keating peeking out as the kids come in and smiling. He's like, look at all these kids. I'm going to change their lives up. When he's walking outside whistling and he goes, well, come on. Whispering carpe diem. These boys are fertilizing daffodils. Mrs. Danbury. Oh, with Chris at the minute Chris opens the door. You just absolutely fall in love with her. I know it's the easiest cut. I know that you could cut 20 minutes out of the Chris and Knox stuff, and it's probably a better film. Or give more scenes to Todd. I'm amazed. Like, Todd disappears for like 40 minutes in the middle of this film.
Right?
It is
I want more Todd.
Yeah.
I think Ethan Hawke is a brilliant actor. I think he always has been.
He's great, and it feels like it's trying to be an ensemble film, which obviously it is. That's a stupid thing to say, but also this should definitely be more Todd in the middle of this film, and it should be better distributed. And the fact that we go spend 10 minutes with Knox going to Chris's house party,
Knox is one of the most boring characters in the film.
yeah, he probably is, but also,
You know what? In fact, he probably is the most boring character in the film.
he is. But also, Chris is beautiful. Alexandra Prowers. Anyway, that's
Except for
beside the
the
point.
scene.
We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I've got it. It wants to change. Cameron drawing out the graph of bullshit poems, like the rating. Rip. Cameron using his ruler to score a line to rip. We hate Cameron. When they show him the yearbook, burn that, especially my picture. And then Mr. Anderson and him nearly falling off the desk. Don't think I don't know that this assignment scares the hell out of you, you mole. Is he too mean? The first thing he does, Mr. Pitts, terrible name. What a weird name. Mr. Pitts, another unusual name. Calls Anderson a mole.
He is a bit of a mole, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. The chasing around the room and on the bed as they're jumping up and down and playing with each other. Oh my God, again.
Right? These bitches gay.
Sounds to me like you're daunted. I like that. I love here. So after Knox does his to Chris poem, it's the first time he says sort of like, sorry, Captain, it's stupid. And it's so thrown away. And it's sort of, I mean, earlier they say to him, oh, Captain, and he's like, oh, hello. You know, when he can hear them already. But I love sorry, Captain, it's stupid, because it's just so thrown away. And from that point on, it builds in that they are actually calling him Captain. I love Dalton like ending up playing some good sax down in the cave.
Right?
That's lovely.
He's great.
I love Knox. I mean, you could say this as being annoying Knox, but like I think it's really intentional. Them saying, if I don't have Chris, I'm going to kill myself. And that sort of throwaway, blasé.
Like you're a 16-year-old boy.
No, but I'm not saying it for that. I'm saying it like little do they know within a month they'll be reckoning with real suicide.
Yeah. But also like it's such a 16-year-old boy feeling to just be like, oh, I need this person or else this is it. It's such a teenage feeling. But then obviously there is the real, the fact that, that suddenly does have real world implications for them.
Exercising the right not to walk. Very funny. It's Nwanda, Cameron. That's right. It's Nwanda. I love Melora Walters in the cave. That's right. It's Nwanda.
Love Nwanda.
Mr. Nolan, it's God. Now, Shawshank, have you seen Shawshank? Have you seen Cuckoo's Nest?
Seen Shawshank.
So we'll go with Shawshank then. But
we saw that on stage.
Yes, we did. Who's the king? Yeah. In the film, it's such a. I think we talked about this in the Shawshank episode, but we went to see a terrible staged version of Shawshank Redemption, which was absolutely awful. And instead of the beautiful, subtle way that Frank Darabont portrays the rape of Andy and the slow camera back and Morgan Freeman talking, instead, Andy loses a chess match and the lights cut to black, and then suddenly all we hear is, who's the king? Who's the king?
And he's going like, ugh.
Oh.
And it's when we saw it as well.
No, it cut to black. We were sat in a blacked out Sheffield theatre listening to Who's the King? Who's the King? Which is not in the book. If it had been Collect, now that would have been daring. Neil's smile when he walks into the theatre and looking at the stage, and just that little thing of beautiful. He's happy here.
Because he's
yeah.
To
feel good. Keating's face when Neil lies to him. Oh my God. When Neil's talking about no, he's and because he slips. I mean, Keating knows from the off, but when I think there's a slip where he says, he's in Chicago, so he won't be able to make it. He'll definitely be there for at least 4 days.
Oh.
And it's the way that he says that of he'll definitely be there at least for 4 days, where Keating's like, oh God, this is a lot. And that face, and then he's nodding and slightly smiling and grinning, and it's very sad. And beautiful, beautiful performance.
Neil.
I've put here Chris at the door, snow behind her, wearing a green coat. I'm sorry. It was a beautiful image. She's a beautiful woman. And then Chris gesturing to come with white gloves in the snow, also very nice. Keating laughing during the play, and his thumbs up to Charlie, Colin, when Charlie goes, he's really good. Lovely little moment. Not hearing the gunshot.
Mm.
Very well edited and yeah, very well done.
That whole scene of him going downstairs, and you can see he's still kind of making his mind up. There's still the I can't, but then he's like, oh, that is very.
And also, I don't want to, be blasé, but there's a theatrics to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He puts the crown down. This is, and now they will understand.
Yeah,
there is a horrifying
he
theatrics
didn't
to it.
actually want to kill himself. He just kind of wanted to, but he did. He does. If that makes
No, he definitely
sense.
does. It's the 10 years. It's the 10 years of bullshit of what is
But
it? Military
do
school
you
and
see what I
Harvard.
mean? It's kind of like I want them to see, but also, it's an interesting one.
I think they do a really good job throughout of fleshing out the relationship with the father. To also,
I hate the dad.
He's a pretty awful dad. Kurtwood Smith, Neil, my boy. And they do a very good job of fleshing out the fact that Neil will not run away. This isn't a story where he's going to, I don't know, like a Good Will Hunting. Very different end, very different situation. But like, it's the ending of this. I can see an ending of this film, a bit like Shawshank Redemption, of like Neil packing up his bags that night instead, and him driving away, and Keating still being fired, because he's led to a kid running away, and then the ending is a happy ending. Again, like a Good Will Hunting, of Neil sending Keating a letter going, Mr. Keating, Todd told me you've been fired. I'm so sorry that if I could have had any part of that, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I want you to know I'm happy. And then, it's all been worth it.
In New York.
Yeah. Him in New York in a gay bar, in a production, as a struggling actor.
But it's like, I don't know, the fact he doesn't leave a note. Because he doesn't need to.
Yeah, Andy would have probably quoted poetry, which would have been even worse for Keating.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? He didn't need to, because the people who were actually closest to him knew why he did it.
Everybody knows. It's great stuff.
Everybody knows. Sorry. It's just
What's that from?
Girl Interrupted.
Oh, yes, it is that. Yeah. Who's the best performance in Girl Interrupted, and why is it Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh, okay.
Hot take.
We should do when you're back. We'll do an episode on Girl Interrupted.
I love Girl Interrupted. I'll read the book. I'll read the book then, so I can talk about the book, because I remember my drama teacher. Another Keating in my life. Honestly, he's always said that the film is great, but the book would be a perfect play.
I could see that, actually.
Yeah, smallest, limited settings, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more. Again, Charlie in the background, not singing the hymnals, just doesn't give a shit anymore. This is all pointless. What the hell are we still doing here? And,
you know what? I love that. Yes, the reason he wants girls at the school is probably because he wants
sex.
Yeah, but also feminist.
And also, he stands by. I don't want to throw Todd under the bus and say that Todd's a shit, because obviously he's not. He's wonderful. And even Knox and everybody else. But, God damn it, Charlie stands his ground and he gets expelled. And we love... it's why I've always had a rebel mentality. I mean, I've always been I don't want to make out like I'm a rebel of any note, but
Me
you
and
were
Tom
there.
in the second year of college.
Let's not forget me announcing this was before she'd actually died. Me announcing the Queen dying, and like me wanting the quizzes. It's all these small stupid things, but I just hate bullshit and I hate bureaucracy, and like I come up against
Me
it.
and Tom are rebels at heart. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, second year of college, me and Tom just did not give a shit.
I don't give a shit. And like with the quizzes, and because like they wanted to stop the quizzes because it was work for them to send a few emails. And I was like, and they said, well, the money that we're raising isn't enough. And I said, if we raise 20 quid for charity a week, that's a lot more than nothing, you dicks. Anyway, no, we do have rebel mentality, and I think it's because of watching Cuckoo's Nest as an early kid. You haven't seen Cuckoo's Nest, but it is this exact sort of formula of guy coming into and changing these people's lives forever. And there's another big link, but I don't want to say what that is. But you'll have probably just guessed that from me saying there's a big link. Keating crying at the Dead Poets book, just beautiful. And the way it's shot with it's just coming up with the light. I don't know whether he stayed in his office all night crying or what, or coming to terms with it. Because obviously it's not Keating's fault. But he will never reckon with that mentally for the rest of his
He
life.
was gaslit.
Because fault is the wrong word. But he definitely, in the great cosmic scheme of things.
He opened a door.
Yes. If you go back far enough, you can blame anybody. And yeah, you could say that it indeed with Ashton Kutcher. But you could say,
I watched that film way too young.
Who would you cast Ashton Kutcher as in this film?
Knox.
Yeah, and then cut it. I don't know why I stood up, but everyone was standing up. I've always loved this. Not everybody stands up.
Yeah.
I love that it's only like 5 people. I love that it's not like everybody standing up.
More realistic, to be honest.
Especially Cameron.
I would murder him.
In the script, Cameron was supposed to stand up, and the actor said to the director, I don't think Cameron would, which is a good choice on behalf of the actor. But we still hate Cameron.
Love when an actor understands their character. You know what I mean? Like when they're like, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. And they argue against the director and the writing.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Love when an actor does that.
Yeah, I mean, for every good example of that, there's 2,700 bad examples. Who knows? Right. That is it for Dead Poets Society.
I have a few 1 stars.
Go ahead. My favorite part.
My son, oh my son, Ree.
What?
My son, oh my son, Ree.
Is Ree like?
They're like Ree.
Like a cat. All right. Read what they say.
Just Ree. Like E.
No, I know, but read what they say. Why?
That's what they said.
No, I know, but that's a title, presumably, not just the.
No, that's what they said.
Okay, next one.
Very boring, and I would rather die than watch this movie again.
Oh, that's good. That's tasteful. What else?
Give
us one to end on.
It's just a movie that should be buried under sand because of all the ideas that is shared in the movie are very old and don't represent now.
I guess.
Someone called Neil a waste man.
Yeah.
If literature dialogue annoys you, this is a straight no.
Yeah, that probably is. Yeah. Literature dialogue, my least favorite type of dialogue. Oh, God.
A lot of people calling it boring.
Yeah, I get. Well, no, I don't get that, but I can see that being. Well, my ex, yeah, it was boring until he killed himself. Katrina, people who don't like this movie are terrible. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Like what you like.
And they like suicide.
They do. They wanted Neil to die. And you know what? Also, as we've illuminated, They hate queer people.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They do. They
And
do.
you know what? They probably do.
Was Keating gay?
No.
Okay. Firm and fast on that one.
No. He's in love with that woman.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's just whether she's in love with him.
Oh. He has a framed photo, and this is 1959, so you can't just like go on Facebook and print things off. There is a way. How does he get a framed photo of her? She has to give that.
Maybe they were engaged.
So much to look forward to. I will see you in 4 months. Don't smile. That was supposed to be a sad thing.
I'm sad. Guess.
I guess. Dead poets.
It's not like we didn't see each other for like 12 months one time.
Yes, let's not forget the time that Katrina hated me. Would you say you hated me, or were you just like very...
You exasperated me.
I exasperated you because I was deeply depressed. The
Like, I don't know, get over it. I don't know. Smile. Be happy.
Smile. It's like Lily Allen says.
Smile.
She did say smile, didn't she?
Yeah.
How does that song go? Oh, is it for a while? Then it's just smile. Smile. You know what song's great? It's not fair, and I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. I think you're.
I don't know why we suddenly burst into Lily Allen.
Fuck you
Society.
very much. We should start the Lily Allen Society.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Probably.
But she's still alive.
She is still alive.
Ending note. If I fancy anyone in this film, it's Dalton. But I imagine in 10 years it'll be Keating.
Yeah, it could happen. Sneaks up on you, that Keating. Bye-bye.
Da ba da ba da ba da da.